Hello, how are we doing today? Shan't keep you long. I just want to talk to you briefly about an experiment conducted in the sort of late 1960s by somebody called Latane or Latane, depending on how you want to look at it, and Dali. And these two researchers, they looked at how we respond to seeing other people in distress. And you can read about the study if you want more details. But the crux of the matter was that there was a group of test subjects who heard somebody else being in distress, and the way they reacted depending on how many other people they thought heard this signal for distress. And the results are something like, don't know 100% at the top of my head, but something like 85-86% of them intervened to help the person in distress. They weren't really in distress, they were just acting, but the test subjects didn't know this. So about 86% of them intervened when they thought they were the only people hearing this distress signal, this distress call. About 60 something percent intervened when they thought it was just them and maybe one or two other people. And only actually 32% intervened to help the person in distress when they thought four or more people were hearing this message. Now, there are two important bits that came out of this study which I think are relevant today, hence why I mention it. Firstly is the fact that we have this kind of diffusion of responsibility when we're in a group. So if there's more of us in a certain situation and we see somebody in distress or that needs help, we have a tendency to think somebody else will deal with it. Not my kind of, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's somebody else can pick this up, right? And if all of us say this, then of course nobody helps. And the second element is an element of social judgment. So we feel like, well, should I really get involved? What will other people say if I get involved? Is it really my business? Will I be judged, or somehow have I misread the situation? So it's best to leave it to somebody else. So the reason, I think this is very important today is because, as allies of the LGBTQI plus community, we see lots of community members in distress. And I think it's important that we don't fall prey to this diffusion of responsibility. We actually stand up and be counted and are there for our communities, and not just leave it to somebody else. So I suppose my message today is that yes, the tendency is that if we're in a group, we're going to let somebody else pick this up. But let's stand up and be counted. Let's be allies, and let's be the people. Let us be the people that actually stand up and are there if others need us. Have a good rest of the day.